The infinity mirror.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Jeremy, I believe we are live. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. My name is Kyle Mitzner. I'm a VP of Customer Success here with Bridgeline, with HawkSearch, of course, with WooRank as well. We have some pretty cool things to show you guys today. It's a very specific webinar for HawkSearch customers looking to improve their SEO scores, or just to find out a little bit more about WooRank, and just to find out how they can leverage HawkSearch and SEO features within HawkSearch. But Jeremy, I'll pass it over to you if you don't mind giving a quick introduction.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Kyle. And thanks, everybody, for being here. My name is Jeremy Leduc, and I run partnerships here at HawkSearch. I've been, as you may know, we're a portfolio company called Bridgeline, and Bridgeline owns HawkSearch. Bridgeline also owns WooRank, and I've been with Bridgeline for 10 years. And I've worked across a variety, several of our products, including WooRank. And so I've been working in the SEO space and with WooRank since we acquired WooRank over 4 years ago.
Awesome. And I know, Jeremy, one of the most important things with Bridgeline and the portfolio within Bridgeline is trying to wrap around this idea of full circle traffic conversions, AOV, and HawkSearch has a lot of the power to do, a bit of all three. Definitely it's a focus on conversion and AOV, average order value.
Yeah.
And incorporating WooRank into the mix really takes like the traffic part of what HawkSearch can do to the next level, we'll say.
Yeah, perfect. I love it. I know. I love it. I brought this slide up because some of you may remember the first time perhaps you met HawkSearch, we showed you this slide, and down in the bottom corner is what Kyle's referring to. We call this E360 or eCommerce 360 because e-commerce really comes down to getting traffic to your site, converting that traffic, and then increasing the cart size when somebody's checking out. So we get to talk about WooRank today, which I love. So let's jump in. I thought what we could do here is, I know, Kyle, we're going to try to keep this to about 30 minutes.
Yep.
And we have 28 minutes left. So I think we'll probably spend the next 10 to 15 minutes taking a deep dive into WooRank so that everybody can see it and see what its capabilities are. And then from there, I know you want to take a look at the HawkSearch workbench and show a couple of things in there. And then obviously, if there's any questions and comments, we'll leave time at the end for that.
Yep.
So jumping in, like we mentioned, we are going to talk about the synergies between WooRank and HawkSearch. WooRank is really going to help you get that traffic to the website, right? We're going to look at keywords and your on-page and off-page optimization. And then once we're getting the traffic to the website, Kyle's going to jump in and look at ways to create landing pages and things like that to try to keep that traffic and convert it. So,
yep.
Sorry, Kyle.
And one of the cool things, if you just go back, sorry, Jeremy,
here,
this is a never-ending cycle, right? We drive traffic to the site, we convert on that traffic, and then we can raise average order value with recommendations. And then again, it goes back to WooRank. WooRank drives the traffic to the site, and it just like a continuous flow. And it's really cool to see the two tools working together. And of course, we're going to show you some of what that looks like. But
yeah. So let's jump in.
Yeah.
So WooRank at its core, the first thing I want to talk about is WooRank is not just SEO analytics, right? I would look to Google Analytics for that, right? Google Analytics is showing you kind of what happened, right? Frankly, it's the artifact of what occurred on your website, right? How much traffic did we get? What did it do, right? So that is kind of backwards looking, and that's fine because you do have to look at what is happening on the site. But that is not WooRank. WooRank is a SEO performance tool. So it is looking at what does the website look like right now, and how is this website compared to SEO best practices? Meaning, Google's coming to your website and looking at it. right? And how is it looking at your website, and how is it breaking it down and saying this website's a good SEO website, right? Because that is how you're going to get ranked in the search engine results or search pages. And so we do that through SEO insights that we're going to look at, uh, looking at your competition, because not only when you think about search engine rankings, are you looking to adhere to SEO best practices, but you're also looking to beat your competition, right? If your competition are ranked 1, 2, and 3, and you're 4, you need to go look at, okay, what are they doing that I'm not doing, ranking them 1, 2, and 3, not me. We're going to look at that, and then we're going to look at keywords, right? Keywords is a big part of SEO, and if you want to rank for a keyword, everything I just mentioned, making sure your website is optimized, it has to be optimized with the right keywords. So we're going to look at all of that. So let's jump over. So I'm going to jump over, and we're going to jump straight into the back end of WooRank. So this is the back end. I don't know if anybody has access yet. I know here we have HawkSearch customers, and I know we have a free trial going for all of our HawkSearch customers. So if you have gotten access to that, or if you have not talked to your CSD about that yet, you know, we did set up free trials for everybody, so that everybody can get in here and do this stuff that we're about to do right now. We're going to jump in and take a look at WooRank and all the different. So let's start. Now, I know Brittany was brave enough and kind enough at Designery to let us take a look at her website. So I'm going to come down here. So what we're looking at here is, if you have multiple websites, you could run a WooRank project across each one of those websites. So in this case, these are all separate websites, and each one of these is a WooRank project that we're going to jump into. And we're going to jump into Designery, and we're going to take a look at how that website looks in WooRank. The first thing you're going to see here is, we did just set this up yesterday, but there's a timeline here that's going to show you your homepage for over time, right? And that's important because the whole idea here is to go in, see what's happening on the website, make adjustments, and then track, and then hopefully obviously see this go up. Because what we're looking at here is, we're looking at the bottom line of WooRank is, we're producing a score and we're rating your website compared to that SEO best practice that we talked about, right? And in this case, we have 61 WooRank scores on a scale to 100, right? So that means we have some room for improvement here. That's what we're going to dig in and look at. So this is the dashboard we're looking at. The first place to look in WooRank is page reviews. That is kind of the core of WooRank. That's where WooRank gets all the information to then give you the recommendations about what to do. And in this case, you'll see that we created a page review for the homepage, and then for some subpages. And that's important to note that you want to actually look at page, you want to analyze many pages of your website, not just your home. So each one of these is a page review, and we're going to go in and look at a page review. So a page review to WooRank is essentially our system analyzing about 75 different data attributes. And then that's how we get the score, right? So we're looking across these major categories: content, indexing, mobile, the structured data on the website. You'll see here that there's a bunch of on-page SEO analysis, and there's a bunch of off-page SEO analysis. Off-page meaning it's not a part of the code itself on your website. It's a backlink coming to your website, or it's the traffic you're getting. So the first thing we want to look at is this analysis, and how are we doing, and what can we improve. And one of the keys and one of the real differentiators to WooRank is how easy it is to use, right? And how easy it is to just find what you need to work on. A lot of SEO, there's a lot of SEO software out there, and a lot of it is really designed for somebody who is an SEO expert, and that's literally all they're doing 8 hours a day is SEO optimization, right? And a lot of times, if you're in a business and you're in marketing or e-com or merchandising, that's not your only job. You're wearing many hats, right? So you need a tool that just gives you exactly what needs to be updated, gives you a simple roadmap to follow. And that's why a lot of people really love WooRank, because it does that. And so this area right here is what's going to do that. It's going to allow you to filter this list, because you'll notice here the scroll bar is pretty long. So there's a lot of content on this page, right? Those attributes I mentioned are things like the meta description on your website, the title tags, the H1 tags. These are all SEO attributes, and we analyze all of those. But the first place you want to start is you want to look at, okay, where have I passed? That's great. I'm passing. I don't have to look at that stuff. I don't have to look at those attributes. I've got attributes that need to improve, and I've got attributes that are errors. And what that means is, according to SEO best practice, according to Google's algorithms, Google is not giving you credit for these things. It's actually saying, hey, we're penalizing you for this attribute because you're not following best practice. So we click on that. It filters down. So you'll notice the scroll bar got a lot smaller, because now we're only looking at the errors. And I can scroll down this here and I can look and say, okay, boy, I need an XML sitemap, right? I need to get that in place. I need a robots.txt file going. So I need to figure that out, right? I need to work on tap targets for the mobile experience of my website. So this is the roadmap you would follow. These are the things you'd look into. Image optimization. It looks like I need some images, that I need to go optimize and re-upload. So this is the roadmap of things you would go work on. You'll notice there that I actually clicked down, and not only do we give you the area that needs some attention, but we actually give you some description as to what it means, how do you go fix it, and things like that. So we are giving you guidance in here as to what are these things and how do I go fix them.
Yeah, and Jeremy, one thing just on that note, I know, it was a really great point earlier. You mentioned that not everyone's an SEO expert. Some of the other tools may be meant for those SEO experts, whereas WooRank is, a really nice guide to point you in the right direction. How would a customer know? Some of these things might be a little bit more tricky for them to be able to resolve. Is there a good way for them to kind of drill in and find the stuff that they can easily fix without having to maybe hire a developer?
Sure. And it's true. SEO is going to fall on, perhaps a designer who needs to go optimize images, or maybe you can optimize images.
Yep.
It might fall on simple content like an H1 tag or a title tag that you know how to go into your platform and fix. Or to your point, it might fall into, like, I don't even know what a robots.txt file is. What do I do with that? And so we are, like I said, we are giving you some guidance here as to what is that. And you can click on this into our help desk area. We give a lot of guidance on this stuff. So if I clicked on this, this would take us out into a whole article on what is a sitemap file and what do I do with that. So we are giving that guidance. We're giving specific, as you can see, like, this is how you are going to do this. Again, even with this instruction, there's no doubt SEO does come down to the fact that, there might be somebody else on your team who might, you might have to call on to do this. But the fact is, you now know that, Google is not recognizing your robots.txt file, right? So knowing, is where we start. So one other point, and we'll, there's a lot. This is the roadmap of what to go fix. But one other point here is we also identify 2 other areas that you can filter on, and that is, what is the impact of this, right? So when it comes to Google's algorithms, some things are really important and some things are less important. You could have a competitor who has tons of errors on their website, but they could all be low impact errors, and they're really doing well on the good things. So there is a spectrum of important and less important things when it comes to SEO. So we've identified that, and we've said here, if you want to focus on the high impact things, you can do that. So you can select that. And this is your absolute number one thing that you would go fix is images. And that's actually what this report is showing us is if there's one thing you would go work on first, in this case, it's image optimization because Google takes that very seriously. And in this case, WooRank is actually showing you that the images themselves, if you clicked on these, it would show you the images that you could go optimize. So, and then we're also, Kyle, again, to your point, some things are easy to fix and some things are really hard to fix, so you could, we do have customers who will pull in their developer, right? Pull this report up and go to the very hard things that they know they can't fix and say, hey, these are for you to go fix. So,
yeah.
So this is a pretty good overview of page reviews. We could spend a lot of time here because, as I said, there's a lot on this page. While I'm on this page, I do want to make one more point. There's a really cool feature in WooRank, and I'm going to go to the project settings and I'm going to go to competitors. You can load up to 3 competitors into WooRank so that as you're reviewing your roadmap, you can also see how is your competitors doing against you. So I've loaded 3 competitors here. So I'm going to go back to page reviews and come to that home page, and you'll see here, I didn't mention it before, but you've got those 3 competitors right here. So you can see you've got one competitor who's around equal to you, and you've got 2 competitors who are doing a little bit better in terms of their scores. And the nice thing is you can come down and look, and you can see why. Why is this website? And you can analyze and you can see, oh, that's interesting. They put those keywords in their title tag. I didn't think about that, something like that. So you can actually look and see how are these guys doing compared to me. And again, you can get great ideas from the fact that this information is right here in front of you. Like I can actually see how does Google see these competitors when Google pulls them up. And that's always really helpful.
So that is really cool. Really, really cool. And thank you again to Brittany from Designery who allowed us to use her site and
hopefully this is helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I'm going to go through just really quickly, just highlight these things. So marketing checklist is just another way for us to help you build a roadmap. This is just a really helpful checklist of these are the things you should be thinking about, right? So I'm not going to spend much time here. But this is a nice roadmap to these are the different things you should be thinking about. Like you should be meeting with, your development team and your platform and saying, are we doing all these things? Next, I just want to, again, just touch on Core Web Vitals. Core Web Vitals is not set up here for Designery because it is one feature in WooRank where you do have to put a JavaScript on the website, right? So, and you can go under project settings and grab that JavaScript and just go into the header of your website and drop that. We didn't do that in this case. But what Core Web Vitals is I'm going to show Core Web Vitals from a different view. In WooRank, we are in the dashboard looking at this. WooRank also has what we call an overlay functionality. And in this case, this is our parent website. And this overlay right here is WooRank. So we're looking at the same data just from a different perspective, right? And then sometimes it's nice to be able to be on the web page and seeing this data. And so we do happen to have Core Web Vitals on our Bridgeline website. And so that's why I'm coming here to look at that. So I click on Web Vitals. Core Web Vitals is, it's different than what we were just looking at. We were looking at what's called on-page and off-page SEO. Core Web Vitals is something new that Google came out with a few years ago. And essentially what they're saying with this new set of criteria is that the experience on the website, the experience that I have when I come to your website is really important to us. And they're actually tracking it now. And so what Core Web Vitals is it's what's called largest contentful paint, first input delay, and cumulative layout shift. And what those 3 things basically mean is when I land on the website, does it load quickly? Do things shift around? Like if you have a website where this image every time, it's rotating through a couple images, but every time it loads, it's slightly different size, and this content shifts. It's looking for that kind of stuff because that disrupts my experience on the website. So, point being, core web vitals is really important to Google. It's a whole new set of criteria that they're analyzing your website on, and you have to make sure you're tracking core web vitals, because they've come out and said that there's no question core web vitals is what's called a ranking factor to Google, meaning it will impact your rank with Google. So we have that. Traffic is, while we're doing there, is we're connecting out to your Google Analytics so that you can pull your Google Analytics in here, and you don't have to bounce around. You can see your Google Analytics here, because these two tools are complementary, right? I'd mentioned earlier, Google is really kind of, it's a view of what has happened on your website, right? And so that's important to see, because you want to be able to come into WooRank, make a change, see if you've impacted the score in WooRank, and then you want to go back to Google Analytics to say, hey, did my traffic go up? Right? That's the whole point of it. So I know I'm going quickly here, but I know we want to try to keep time. The last item I want to talk about is keywords. I did load some keywords, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time for our system to pull data. So I'm actually going to go out. So I did load some keywords here. It's very easy to load keywords in WooRank. All you do is you hit add keywords, and I could just start typing anything in here, furniture, and it'll actually start recommending to me other keywords that it thinks are important. Like, so all these are recommended. I could just add in here hanging chair. And I can.
And Jeremy, just sorry, don't want to interrupt too much, but just a thought is, I mean, some of the reporting inside of HawkSearch, obviously we have like top 250 keywords and that kind of thing. Is it a smart idea to start looking at some of the reporting to pull and move into into WooRank? Sorry.
Yeah, think of it this way: if you'd like to be ranked under that keyword, right? If you think to yourself, well, yeah, if somebody types that keyword in, I want my website to show up, then you could absolutely load it into the keyword tool here in WooRank, and then track it. And then so I just went to a different project that I know I have some keywords in, because I just want to show you the detail. This I love. I know this is a lot of detail, but it breaks down pretty simply. And so what we're looking at here is this happens to be a company that does professional painting, right? So you've got house painting in Overland Park, which is where they are. And so what we're looking at here is we also have 3 competitors loaded for them. And what we have here is we have the volume of searches that occur for this keyword. So in this case, this is a small local business. I mean, so these are low volumes, but basically what we're saying here is that this particular keyword is somebody is typing those keywords into Google 880 times a month is what that's saying. And this company, the company that is tracking here, is 28th on that, whereas their competitors are ranked 14th, 4th, and 69th, right? So this gives you a good view of, if I want to be showing up under these keywords, as you can see, I've got some work to do, right? So what I would do is, if I absolutely wanted to dominate mission painting, I would see here, okay, well, I'm not doing too well with that. So I would start putting mission painting in my content of my website in various places. So to relate that to a HawkSearch customer, Kyle, this is actually a great segue to building a landing page with this keyword.
Absolutely. Here, I will share my screen. Just give me a second here. Let me know if you can see that. I think, Kristen, we just got to get it pulled up from the back. There we go. Awesome. So yeah, I mean, just to kind of reiterate, I mean, some of the things we ran through with WooRank, it's super closely integrated, not physically, but from a standpoint of thinking about SEO. SEO and HawkSearch really go hand in hand. And that's something that's really important for HawkSearch customers to understand, is they do go hand in hand. And one cool thing is, I mean, even those landing pages and even the tracker tool, the one that you can put on your site, Jeremy, one idea I had while you were presenting was it'd be cool to create a landing page inside of HawkSearch, then physically go to your site and see how WooRank scores it.
Yeah,
you know, it'll help guide you on your SEO journey. Obviously, HawkSearch has a lot of great functionality. If you create a landing page, the key thing that HawkSearch is doing is on a category page or a landing page or a brand page, it's returning the right results. It's also returning the right facets for that landing page. And we can go look at, this is just one of our demo accounts, of course, but there's a very important section within creating landing pages of HawkSearch. Of course, we'll use WooRank to go and make sure the score on this landing page is good. But there is an SEO component built straight into the landing page within HawkSearch as well. And it's really important to understand that the title gets returned. You can enter in a canonical URL. There's meta descriptions, meta keywords. There's quite a few options here, strictly right out of the box with HawkSearch. And using HawkSearch landing pages and then also going back to WooRank to see how those pages are performing is really, really important.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the two places you would go to is build a landing page here, take that URL and put it into page reviews in WooRank, and then take some of the keywords, right, that are on the page, that are in the title, right, those same set of keywords that you know are important to that web page. You want to embed those in the title, in the meta description, in the content itself, and then go add those as keywords to WooRank, the keyword tool, and see how this page starts to rank against its competitors.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There are more things. I mean, within this landing page, there's actually more things that can be returned. Obviously, when a request gets returned to the front end from HawkSearch, there's a lot more data actually coming back. And we do have customers that are using like H1 tags from HawkSearch, and those get generated from facets. Jeremy, there's one more cool thing that we can do from the HawkSearch side, and it's using our generative AI, and it's using this idea of forming words and facets in the correct way in which Google would like to see them. So we actually have that live with the customer as well. Because what can happen is if you have facets in different orders, and let's say you don't want to go back to all your landing pages, some of our HawkSearch customers have 2,000 landing pages. We have a way to take those facets and reorder them, leveraging generative AI, which is really cool. So that we have this term, it always gets me, so I'm going to try to pronounce it, Jeremy. Adjectival precedence. It's a precedence of order in which the words should appear. And as you can imagine, if you have 2,000 pages and you have, let's say, over 100 facets, and I mean, just making sure the order of those facets, because it can come down to how does a user select those facets on the page, and you still want that H1 to return correctly, and you still want your SEO score to return well.
Yeah. And you referred to something really important here, which is automation, right? Is there any way we can automate some of this, right? And so I think you've done a great job, in the use case you're talking about, where you're actually pulling data out of HawkSearch that already exists in there simply because, of course, there are categories and there's a taxonomy, right? And you're actually leveraging that to produce H1 tags, title tags, landing pages. Yeah, I mean, how cool is that? So, I mean, automation is great. I love it. I think everything we're talking about here, has a sense of automation. I mean, that's what we're trying to do with WooRank, right? Is we're automating the analysis of your web pages so that you could take a look, create a really quick priority list of, I need to go fix these 5 things on this web page,
Yep, absolutely. There's a few more sections of HawkSearch that do incorporate SEO. I'll talk about really just one more. And then, of course, if we think broader picture, we want we want to drive traffic. And what HawkSearch really does well is drives conversions and average order value. But you can see we do have this section, the SEO traffic builder. This is a way to, and this is actually something we touched on earlier in WooRank, was the sitemap.xml, Jeremy, which is a nice leeway into this conversation here. But we do have the SEO traffic builder. We can create a sitemap of all the HawkSearch landing pages. We can select which facets get followed by spiders here. So any of the facets that you have set up can be followed by spiders. You can also pare down and exclude facets. If we get further down, there's ways to exclude facets and get further even pared down in the SEO experience of HawkSearch. And finally, you can even enter in your custom URLs at the bottom here. So there's a lot of functionality right inside of HawkSearch. And again, Jeremy, I mean, just if you can kind of bounce back and forth between WooRank and HawkSearch, it's a really quick way to start to really improve your scores, drive the first part of the traffic conversions AOV, and be more successful with SEO in general.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why we came out with this offer, right, for customers is, I mean, obviously, you know, we're here for your success, right? And so you're already using HawkSearch. You've now seen the power of WooRank. The offer I think we came up with is quite honestly kind of it's a steal for WooRank. I think it's quite a discount because we'd love to see you on WooRank. I know I think we produce, don't we? We produce your score and put it in HawkSearch for you, right?
We do produce your WooRank score right inside of HawkSearch. Absolutely. So if you come to that home screen here, you just expand this little widget here. You can see our outdoor demo is not doing very well, but don't panic, Jeremy. There's ways we can improve that, right?
Yeah. Make it a real site.
There you go.
Yeah, we're giving you this score because we want to make sure you know, I mean, that the more traffic the website gets, obviously we know the more successful you are, and really HawkSearch gets leveraged more, you know, from your website, the more traffic. So this offer here is to buy the full version of WooRank. Right here, you're just getting the score because we want to show you what the score is. But yeah, the full version of WooRank, as you can see, is great. It gives you everything you need. It gives you the page review. It gives you the roadmap to go fix those things. It gives you the core web vitals and the keywords. So, which I think, like I said, you know, the real differentiator is, yes, there are tools out there that are more powerful. In fact, some of your team might actually be using other SEO tools, and that's totally fine, right? A lot of companies actually have a handful of SEO tools, you know, that are in use. This tool was literally similar to how we talk about HawkSearch. It was actually made for marketers, not full-on developers, not a full-on SEO expert, you know, who understands all of this. It was meant for somebody, you know, who, you know, I get SEO. I know there's important things to do there. Just give me what those things are, and I'll go figure out how to get them done.
Yeah, and one point there too. I'm not an SEO expert by any means, Jeremy. Definitely more on the HawkSearch search expert side of things. But one thing I've heard is that WooRank is actually complementary to a lot of the SEO other SEO tools on the market as well. You know, they're not quite one-to-one, but they can be considered as complementary to each other instead. And yeah, I mean, this campaign we kind of have going for our HawkSearch customers is really to help make them more successful is the only reason behind it. And we found that helping them with their SEO is going to help them with their conversions and help them with their, you know, just that whole circle that we looked at earlier. But it's really the reason we wanted, you know, as many of our customers using WooRank as possible. It's going to help them to be more successful. And obviously we've offered it to our customers. And in fact, Jeremy, we've set up accounts for every single one of them right now. So if you are watching this webinar and you want to see what WooRank looks like with your URL digested, by all means, reach out to us. And it's already set up. It's ready to go. And we can show you exactly what it looks like. So
Yeah, it would only take a few minutes. We just got to get some pages in there under the page
Yep.
reviews and some keywords.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. All right, Jeremy. Well, I think we went a little bit past time here, but do you have
Yeah.
anything else, or are we good to wrap up here?
No, I know we promised to wrap up early, so
Yep.
let's do that. I think this was great, Kyle. Always happy to help, and always happy to help a customer if they need any help getting WooRank set up.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you,
Really
everyone.
appreciate it. Thank you again to Brittany for letting us use Designery as a WooRank example. Everyone have a fantastic day, and we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Bye.